Salutations, my dearest friends. My name is Samantha, and today I'm going to be doing a bunch of romance recommendations. I asked you guys to give me some oddly specific tropes or things that you enjoy in romance books, and I compiled all of those requests together, and here I am giving you some romance recommendations. I feel like that was the longest intro ever. I'm so sorry. Hi, hello, how are you? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, and welcome back to Trope Week. If you don't know what Trope Week is, it is a series I occasionally do here on my channel where for an entire week I pick a very specific romance trope and give you a bunch of recommendations. I've been doing this series for quite a while. I think the playlist has like 50 plus videos, so I've been running out of tropes, so I decided to put a poll up on Instagram, a little questionnaire, guys, to give me some oddly specific tropes that you really enjoy in romance books, and I'm here to give you some recommendations based on those requests. You guys had some really fun requests, so this is going to be like a mosh posh of recommendations. The first request that I got was like a wilderness mountain man. So like a hero who's very rugged, and he's a mountain man. He's buff, he's strong. He can just like throw you over his shoulder, you know? Very cute. Immediately when I saw this request, I already knew what I was going to recommend. So Casey Mint is a novella author, and oftentimes she will pick a theme or a trope and write a bunch of novellas like with that theme, kind of like in a series. They can be read as standalones, they can be read together, and I just love when she does that. She has like a wilderness mountain man series. It's called her Mail Order a Mountain series. This whole series features these men who live in like a secluded area. They live up in a mountain. A lot of them are like park rangers or they work in the forest, and they're not around a lot of people, so they enter into a mail order bride program where they write letters to these women and the women come to marry them, and it's honestly really cute. My first book in this novella series is called Grizzly Beard. So in this book, our heroine is signed up for the mail order bride program, and she goes to like meet her husband, but she gets lost and is on like the complete other side of the mountain. Our hero, who is a park ranger, finds her and offers to help her find this man that she's looking for, but as they are traveling, they end up getting stuck in the forest and have to camp out together. It's a little bit of a forced proximity situation, and they fall for each other, and it's kind of forbidden and taboo, right? Because she's betrothed to someone else. I loved it. It was steamy, it was fun. Casey Mint honestly writes such amazing novellas. The next request was books with a role play in it. Listen, this is a trope that I love. I love it. I love it. I do. So, oh my god, so many good recommendations. One, like off the top of my head, I have it right here. Let me grab it. Minx by Sophie Lark. Hello. Okay. This book is hot. This book is sexy. This book is delicious. So our hero, he's a billionaire. Yeah, he has some money on him, and he ends up meeting our heroine and immediately being intrigued by her. She is a escort for like the rich and famous, so he hires her for her services, and they end up playing a lot of sexy kinky games together where she dresses up as a cat, which I know sounds a little strange, but like stick with me. It is so fucking sexy because roleplay, but there's also like that power dynamic too, a little bit of a BDSM situation. It is a fun, sexy, steamy time, but it's also really emotional. It has a really good like mental health rep in here as well. Also, what's really cool about Sophie Lark is she has art like in her books. Some of them are very steamy, and I feel like that just adds to the imagery, you know what I mean? Another one would be Desperate Measures by Katie Roberts. So Katie Roberts has the Wicked Villain series. This is the first book in that series, which is a twist on Disney fairy tales where the villains are the heroes. So you have all different types of pairings, but in the first book, it is a Jafar and Jasmine pairing. This one I would consider as roleplay because they do play a lot of games, specifically consensual non-consent, a little primal play too. There's also a little bit of a zaddy kink, baby girl kink in this book too. A lot of you guys wanted historical recommendations, which makes me think I need to do more historical romance videos. So someone said, historical with friends to lovers with a cinnamon roll main character who falls first. Okay. In parentheses, she said, good luck with that one. Babe, I don't need luck. Okay, I don't need luck. In fact, I have 3 recommendations for you, so you're welcome. So the first one is called Trouble and Strife by Laura Kinsey. This is another novella. I don't know why all of these recommendations are novellas. I'm sorry. The hero kind of works for a gang. I don't really know. I don't really know exactly what he does, but he's kind of like an enforcer, okay? He's the muscle to the operation because he's really strong and big and thick, but he's a little cinnamon roll. He is. And he ends up meeting our heroine who owns a bakery, and he's like immediately enamored by her and wants to worship the ground that she walks on. He is a submissive hero. She is a dominant heroine. She also has chronic pain. I really described what chronic illness that she has, but a lot of it has to do with like pelvic pain that makes intercourse kind of painful for her. So she really needs a partner who is understanding of that, and our hero absolutely is. Okay, he is willing to give her whatever she needs. Again, submissive hero. He falls first. Oh, and it's also queer because our hero is openly bisexual as well. So there you go. Another one is A Duke in Disguise by Cat Sebastian. Our characters are childhood best friends. They grew up with one another. Heroine's father owned like a publishing company, and our hero is an artist. Now our heroine is opening her own publishing company, and she really has like this vision of writing what would be considered like the first erotica book. Very sexy, very steamy, and she has the idea of putting illustrations in the book, which is where our hero comes in because he is an artist. As they are working together, they end up falling for each other. This is another queer historical because our heroine is openly bisexual as well. I'm hitting all these boxes. I didn't need luck. I told you. I got you. I got you. And then the last one I want to recommend for this specific trope is Spitfire by Christy Caldwell. Our hero is badly beaten. Very sad for him. He's badly beaten in the streets of London, and our heroine saves him. Okay, so has a little bit of a caretaking romance thrown in there. After that, they kind of like go their separate ways, and our heroine does not know that our hero is a duke who works in Parliament. So he accidentally sends our heroine a cease and desist letter to like close down her opera house, not really realizing like who she is, that she's the woman that saved him. And oh my god, she is so pissed off. She like storms into his office, and she's this dominant heroine, and our hero is just like this submissive little cinnamon roll who wants to worship the ground that she walks on. I adore it. This one is so freaking good. It is the 6th in a series, but can be read as a standalone, so do with that what you will. I'm having so much fun. I'm gonna get a little comfortable right here. And somebody asked for historicals that are queer, okay, but also have magic. And they also said that might be a tough one. Not for me. Not for me. I love this niche, okay? Queer historical romances, magic. You're speaking my love language. You truly are. So one that I think is criminally underrated, well, I think it was popular when it first released, but I feel like people forgot about it, and that is A Strange and Stubborn Endurance by Foz Meadows. This is a male-male historical romance with magic. So one of our heroes is like a second or third son. Not really gonna inherit a title, but his father ends up setting him up in an arranged marriage to kind of have peace with a neighboring kingdom. Hero has a secret, and that is he is queer, and his family does not know because they're not very accepting of that. So they put him in an arranged marriage with a woman, and he's freaking out, guys. He is freaking out. So the other kingdom and his father end up finding out that he is queer, and the arranged marriage ends up changing to him being engaged to one of the princes instead, and it follows their romance. Again, his family is trash, doesn't really accept him, and like disowns him. So he is traveling to this kingdom all by himself. He has to marry and make this connection with a man that he barely knows. And when he gets to this new kingdom, someone tries to kill him. There's all this drama going on, and then you throw in the magic system. Different people have more access to magic than others, can control the elements, and you can also learn how to become like a better sorcerer as well. And the person who is like committing these crimes and attacking our heroes is using magic. I like this one. It was a Friend Silver's romance, and it was really, really cute. If you want a cozy, queer, magical fantasy book that honestly does feel like it's set in like a historical time period, I would recommend Curse Cocktails. Our hero in this book, he is kind of like a warrior for his kingdom. He protects the kingdom from magical creatures, and he has a very specific magic that is called blood magic. Basically can control blood and like prevent someone's heart from beating. But his magic takes a physical toll on his body. So he is a little bit older and he is about to retire. He doesn't really have much family. His parents passed away when he was really young. And the only thing he does have left is this journal that his father left him of all of these different recipes and cocktails. It was his father's dream to open up like a bar and serve these specialized drinks. In his retirement, he decides to move to a new place and wants to open up a bar in his father's legacy. He ends up meeting our other hero, who is a bartender, and they open up this small business together. It really does start as a friends to lovers romance. It's very low angst. I don't think it ever says what time period it is, but just like from like the technology they have, I'm guessing it is set during a historical time period. So I'm counting it. Another one would be Traitor's Mercy by Iris Foxglove. So this one is like a dom sub-universe where people are born as like dominants or submissives. And with that, you have like different biological needs. One of our heroes comes from a royal family, but his family are actually traitors to the crown and are beheaded. Yeah, it's very tragic in the beginning. His mom is killed, his sister is killed, but he is saved because he was not a part of like the coup to kill the king. He's disgraced, like his family name is disgraced. He's paying off his debts by being a sex slave, essentially. He gets sent to a pleasure house and he ends up connecting with the owner of the pleasure house, who is a sadist, and it follows the romance. There is a little bit of a magic system in here. Check the trigger warnings for this. It is very heavy BDSM, but it fits all the prompts. Okay, so someone asked for historical romance that is kind of like Weak to Be Wicked by Tessa Dare. There's a hero in that book. His name is Colin, and everyone loves him. Like, he's one of my favorite Tessa Dare heroes as well. So someone wanted a main character that's very similar to him. I would recommend An Affair with a Spare by Shanna Gailing. This is the third book in the Survivor series, but can be read out of order. The entire series is set around these group of men who are called the Survivors. They are like war veterans during the War of Napoleon. The reason they are called the Survivors is because they were part of like an elite squad where most of the people in their unit ended up dead, and they are the surviving men. All of the books follow their individual romances, and the connection and the romance between all of the heroes is so cute. But the third book, An Affair with a Spare, he reminds me so much of Colin. Like, he really does. Our hero, Rafe, is a scoundrel, okay? In the war, he was literally known as, like, this seducer. He would seduce women to give up, like, all of the secrets of their husband or all of the secrets of their country. Like, he was smooth and sexy and not really willing to settle down, which is kind of what Colin was in A Week to Be Wicked. Our heroine is this beautiful, smart, intelligent heroine, and he just like falls for her. Somebody asked for a caretaking romance where the hero has to take care of the heroine. I would recommend Forbidden by Beverly Jenkins. Our heroine in this book, she has dreams of owning her own restaurant. As a woman of color during this historical time period, that's very difficult for her. So she's making the trek to California, I think. I can't be certain where she was going. As she is traveling, she gets really ill. She's exposed to a lot of sun and is severely dehydrated, and that is where our hero finds her and kind of nurses her back to health. Our characters have an immediate connection with one another, but they can't really be together. Their love is forbidden, hence the title, because our hero is white passing. He is an African American, but to the public, he appears as if he could be a white man, and he has kind of like gone along with that because there's a lot of privileges with that, but it would be forbidden for him to be with her. So it follows the romance. It is gorgeous. There is no one who is writing historical romances like Beverly Jenkins. Nobody. Okay, next up, a lot of you guys asked for some Christmas holiday recommendations because 'tis the season, and the first video I posted for Trope Week was a Christmas romance recommendation video, so I'll leave that down below. But some of you guys asked for more specific recs, so I thought let's do it. Okay, someone asked for Christmas elves. I love that. I love that that was your request. The one that I'm gonna recommend is Santa's Helper by Shay Sanders. In this book, our heroine is recently divorced, and this is like her first Christmas where she's having to like share her kids for the holidays. It's her turn to have the kids, and she goes to take Santa pictures. In her town, there is this mall where everyone goes to take their Santa pictures because there is a black Santa there, and he is like very well known in the community. Well, she goes to take her pictures and finds out that the man had passed away, and the person now playing this black Santa is his son. A little bit of a second chance romance because our hero and our heroine kind of had like a situationship in high school, but it didn't really amount to anything, and now they are both a little bit older and single, and they reconnect during the holiday time. He is playing a mall Santa, and she dresses up as one of his little helpers, one of his little elves. She does wear an elf costume. So I am counting this as a recommendation. Somebody asked for sapphic romances that have the fake dating trope, and ironically the two that I thought of were also Christmas romances. This is Vlogmas. Of course, we have to throw in all of the holiday recs. So the first one is called Set the Record Straight by Hannah Bottom Young. This was a recent read, and I'm so happy that I read it because it quickly became my favorite holiday read. Like, I highly recommend it. This is like the perfect novella for me. So this is a sapphic, friends to lovers, fake dating romance. One of our heroines was recently dumped by her fiance. Her fiance cheated on her. Very tragic. Actually worked with her fiance, and her fiance is now having like this office Christmas party with the girl that she cheated on her with. Trash. Our other heroine needs a date for like her office holiday event as well. So they've been best friends since they were like 9 years old. They decide to fake a date for the holidays and be each other's dates, but they obviously have real feelings for each other. One of our heroines has been like openly out and queer pretty much her whole life, and our other heroine like thinks that she's straight. She thinks that she's straight. I feel like this has like that quintessential queer trope, like falling in love with your straight best friend, but it's done in such a cute way. Like, I absolutely loved it. The next one is called Written in the Stars. The heroines actually get set up on a blind date with one another, and the date goes horrible. Vibes are not vibing. Everything that could go wrong goes wrong, and they really don't have a great time. But one of our heroines, her brother's the one who set up the date. She ends up lying and says that the date went wonderful. They're tired of being set up on blind dates, especially around the holiday time. So they decide that they're going to just continue the charade the entire holiday season so that they don't have to show up to like family events and work events alone. And it follows the romance, and obviously they also develop real feelings for each other. All right, guys, I've been talking for a while, but it's been fun. I've had so much fun. Thank you guys for giving me some oddly specific romance tropes. I had to really dig into the archive for some of these recommendations, but I hope I delivered for you. I hope I gave you what you were looking for. If you have more oddly specific romance tropes, let me know in the comments. I will give you recommendations in the comments. Whatever trope, the more obscure the better. Go ahead and drop it down below, and I will dig into the archives and I will find you a book. Okay? Okay. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, thank you for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I will see you in tomorrow for tomorrow's Trope Week video. Okay, bye!